Well, good day to you all. This is an old story. Any story past 3 days is considered old in social media, but it's a few days old. When I first heard about it, I thought about doing some commentary on it, but I don't do commentary on everything I see. For one, sometimes I don't have anything to add to it. Sometimes the commentary I do, I think I have something to add, and it's not good. But I think it's good, and all these things in between. And just again, certain topics, y'all are not going to see me address very often because it causes a lot of, it's just, I don't like to get into it. I don't like to get into the dysfunctional relationship that black men and black women have with each other. I've put my toe in that, and it just takes you down a really dark hole. And it's a lot of commentary to do on that, but I don't even want to touch that. But anyway, this particular situation, Jerrod Carmichael, excuse me. I used to like that show with him and the guy from In Living Color, David Allen Greer, and Loretta Devine, Rail the comedian, and him. It was a really good show. Then it kind of went in a weird direction when him and the girlfriend had a three-way with somebody, and they started doing different stuff. But it was a good show. It was a good show. It just, the show wasn't the kind of show set up to have that kind of episode. I don't have a problem with somebody doing that. It's just it wasn't that kind of show, and then they turned it into something else. But anyway, Jerrod made some recent comments regarding Dave Chappelle. They were really kind of like a little bit out of left field. I tried to find a chunk of the interview and read before and after so that I can get a better understanding of why he said what he said. And the best conclusion that I can come up with is that young Jerrod, which he's not a child, but he's still youngish. Young Jerrod in a sense of young Jerrod newly publicly out of the closet. But if you watched him, I haven't watched him a lot, but I've seen him around. Jerrod poked his toe out the closet a few years ago. Jerrod tested the waters of coming out a few years ago, and he kind of said it without saying it. And if you caught it, you caught it. But, some people you have to hit them over the head with information for them to catch on. So he actually kind of came out already way before this recent official coming out. But I think Jerrod is making a bit of an error. And again, like I said, I hesitated on making this because I didn't want to necessarily offend anybody, but I also have a right to say my true opinion, but I also don't want to lose subscribership or hinder people from coming over. So it's a difficult balance with that. But I think because Jerrod is newly out of the closet, he's trying to cape for the LGBTQI plus community because he wants to properly represent. But my question is, will the community that he's trying to represent him when the fire comes back on him? And guess what? And it might be happening, and I might not see it. I've seen people going in on Jerrod. I haven't seen the LGBTQIA plus community come in his defense yet. Maybe they have. I'm a straight woman, so I don't know. I follow some gay people. Some people have to be gay on Instagram, friends on Facebook, but like gay specific type things I don't follow because there's no necessarily need for me to follow. If my friend happens to be gay, I'm following my friend. But I haven't seen anybody in that community come to his defense for people coming at him for those comments. All I see is Jerrod defending the community, but I don't see the community coming back for defending Jerrod. And then let's go into the deeper issue of the trans community within the gay community. And I'm going to say something controversial, but I've had multiple gay friends. How do you say it? I've had multiple gay friends confirm this to me. And should I get into that first or second? I'll get into that when I come back. I'm going to read what Jerrod said, and then I'm going to kind of explain to y'all some of the inner workings of the gay community that they're not going to publicly tell you, but behind the scenes, some of the things that do go on. Same with the black and same with the white community. People in all communities do stay on code. There's certain things, if you say about black people, It could be a black coworker, right? You could hate their guts, but if a white person insults them, you're not going to go along with the white person because you're going to stay on code for a fellow black person. White people do it too. If you as a black person insult their white coworker that they hate, they're not going to go along with you because they're going to stay on code and not go against the white person. Hispanic people do it. It's what people in different communities, cultures, and races do. Even though people always say black people don't know how to stay on code, black people do stay on code. Everybody within every racial group and culture, in one way or another, stays on code. And the gay community is no different. So hold on, let me go ahead and read what Jerrod said. That I have to find. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I have to find a new app to record my screen because I just cried a certain cry because I just recorded a whole second half and it never even recorded. So this is a redo. Okay, let me get back on track. I think where I left off, I was getting ready to just said so many words. I was getting ready to read what Jerrod Carmichael said. Hold on just a second. Let me flip over there. Okay, so I'm reading a little bit before his main Chappelle comment, and I'm reading a little bit after. And then we'll get to the juicy part in the middle. I think a lot of times people who offer nothing truthful or meaningful about themselves then complain about society at large and create this boogeyman, he continued. I guess that's for something earlier. Getting more specific. It's like, listen, what's the most urgent thing in your life? God bless you. I'm tired of hearing it. Chappelle, do you know what comes up when people Google your name, bro? Google your name, bro. That's the legacy. Your legacy is a bunch of opinions on trans, S-H-I-T. It's an odd hill to die on, he said about Chappelle's downward spiral to only making anti-trans jokes. And it's like, hey, bro, who the F are you? Hey, oh my gosh. Hey, bro. Oh my God. Who do you F? What do you like to do? He continued. Childish jokes aside, who the F are you? It's just kind of played. But he's choosing to die on the hill. So, all right, let him. Okay. So that was, that main middle part was the little snippet we saw and what everybody on social media had been talking about the past few days about Jerrod Carmichael speaking about Dave Chappelle's, what he now calls constant trans jokes, which is not true. So let's go back over here. I wish y'all had heard what I just recorded. I said some good stuff, I think. So anyway, what I was just saying is that my comments about what he said. Dave Chappelle's legacy will not be just trans jokes. Dave Chappelle's legacy has been established dang near 10 years ago. His legacy was cemented. There's no canceling Dave Chappelle. There's no correcting Dave Chappelle. There's nothing. This is not, the trans situation is a small percentage of his legacy. It won't touch him. It's just a part of it. As a lot of people said, if you watch the whole special, it's not even what you think it is. It's amazing to me how Jerrod said that and completely ignored Dave Chappelle's trans friend who purposely passed away. I don't know how else to say that. I can't say the word. And how much Dave Chappelle loved and cared for that person. Jerrod, why aren't you talking about that? Why are you choosing this hill to die on? Why is simplifying it down to trans jokes is going to be his legacy? Why aren't you talking about his trans friend who passed on and Dave was deeply hurt about? Why aren't you speaking about that? And I think I did say in the first clip, after Jerrod Carmichael came out for his community, his LGBTQI plus community, I haven't heard anyone from his community coming out for him in defense of people coming at him, because people have been coming at Jerrod. And where are the people in the community to speak up on Jerrod's behalf? I haven't seen them. And like I said, I think in my prior clip, I have friends who happen to be gay on Facebook. It's gay people I follow on Instagram. I don't follow them because they're gay. I follow them because I like them for my reasons. They just happen to be gay, and I follow them. I support Pride Month. I've had coworkers who happen to be gay and just love them to death. And I've had coworkers who happen to be gay who are just horrible people. It's just everything in between. And I thought they were horrible, not because they were gay, but because they were horrible and they happened to be gay. So anyway, let me go and get to where my point I was getting to. So while Jerrod himself is in fact dying on this hill of insulting this absolute legend, Dave Chappelle, for a community. Be careful, Renee. For a community that he has not been proud to represent himself for many years. And now I will say this, Jerrod stepped out of the closet a little tiny bit. Jerrod stepped his toe, the front part of his his 5 toes. He stepped them toes at the edge of the closet a few years ago. And he did some commentary, and you kind of understood what time it was, or you didn't. Some people, they just don't get it. They can't read between the lines. And I understood it a few years ago that he actually did come out, but he just took his toes out the closet. He didn't take his body out. And so now, within the past, couple months now, he's officially out of the closet. So now he wants to represent and go hard and put his cape on for the community. But is the community putting their cape on for you now that people are coming at you for defending a sector of the community? I don't see it. And I mentioned that about the gay friends and Instagram and all that, because on their pages, other people, I don't specifically follow anything to do with the community because I'm not a member of the community, but I do support the community. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying if any person who's part of the gay community has taken up for Jerrod, I haven't seen it. That's really what I was meaning to say. And lastly, I'll close out with this. Out of those people I've told y'all about, the friends on different social media, very close friends that I have known and or worked with, amongst that group, they have been comfortable enough to tell me they don't understand the trans community. They have been comfortable enough to tell me they actually think let me be careful, that they actually disagree with the community. I have been told this from gay men and gay women. I had one go as far as being, it was something I was watching on YouTube called Camp Wanakiki. I love Camp Wanakiki. It's what you call drag queens. They're not trans. They just dress as women, and it's a day camp. It's just the best show. I love it. He saw me watching that at work one day, and he just repelled in disgust. And that's when he felt comfortable sharing with me that he does not care for people in that community, and he doesn't understand it. And this is a gay man. And I've had gay women say the similar sentiments and things of that nature. And people are, gosh, I don't know if I even said this part in the first or second part. People of every race, culture, and community stay on code for each other. Forgive me if I'm repeating this. If I'm at work and I have a black coworker who I can't stand, let a white person say something about them. I will not agree with a white person. I just won't say nothing. Let it be a white, let it be, let me be at work and let it be a white person that can't stand a certain coworker. Then have me say something negative about the person they don't like. The white person won't say nothing against that coworker, even if they hate them, because they stay on code for their race. We stay on code for our race, even though people claim we don't. Black people do, white people do, Hispanic people do. People stay on code for their own race. People stay on code for their own community. So publicly, people who are members of the LGBTQIA plus community stand behind trans people. But, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but I have talked privately to people in instances, gay men and gay women, who do not understand it. They actually don't support it, but they would never publicly say that because they are presenting a united front for the community. So I will end this and say, Jerrod Michael, before you go sweeping the door in front of Dave Chappelle's house and try to make sure it's clean, you need to go sweep the front door of the LGBTQIA plus community and get to a better a better place of understanding and more internal unity with people truly understanding the trans community. In that community, there's dissension in that community of people who do not fool with trans people in y'all's community, but you're worried about Dave Chappelle. You need to be worried about the interworkings and the dysfunction and things going on within your community of people who really actually don't support trans people, who are gay people. You need to be more concerned with that than Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is not the hill you need to be dying on. You are at a pivotal point in your career. And you're choosing. No one was even making you choose a side. You have now made the decision to choose a side. You could have very well been an openly gay black man and been just fine. There was no reason for you to choose a side. But by you openly going against Dave Chappelle like this, you're choosing a side. And I know why you're choosing a side, because you know that now that you're openly gay, you think the black community won't support you. And so now you're choosing, in a sense, you doing this, you've made the choice to choose the gay community over the black community. And I know whoever's listening to this is thinking, oh, you're doing too much. That's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And he sees it now as, I'm not going to have that community support anymore now that I came out. And Jerrod Carmichael was already, he's more in the middle. He's just kind of in the middle type anyway. And not even sexuality wise, as far as comedy, he caters to everybody, in my opinion. But he definitely chose a side with coming out with that statement against Dave Chappelle. And I get why he did it. Why? Because he's like, I'm out now. I'm not going to get the support from them. Forget them. And he's chosen his side, and that's fine. But where are they? Why aren't they taking up for you while everybody's going in on you? Why is it that the community that you've chosen to put your support in behind not supporting you? And why are you not more concerned about the interworkings and dysfunction? Why are you not more concerned with cleaning your own LGBTQIA house instead of trying to clean Dave Chappelle's house? Okay, that's it. Y'all have a great day. Bye.